Welcome to Real Feelings, a space where we give voice to the thoughts that often stay quiet. Today's reflection is simple, but quietly powerful. Growing up is when you accept your own ordinary life. Let's sit with that for a minute. Growing up is when you accept your own ordinary life. When we were kids, we all believed we were special. When the teacher asked about our dreams, we'd say we wanted to be scientists, singers, doctors, astronauts, or at least someone that would make the world stand up and applaud. No one ever said, I want to grow up and become an average office worker, wake up early, go to work, cook dinner, pay bills on weekends. We didn't dream of that, but then we grew up, we graduated, we got jobs, we stumbled, and we came face to face with a reality that nobody warned us about. There are people out there who are smarter, faster, more privileged than us. And even when we try our best, sometimes it's still not enough. And slowly a quiet fear starts creeping in. What if I'm just ordinary? What if my life is going nowhere special? What if I'm just surviving, not really living? But then, somewhere along the way, something shifts, and you begin to realize being ordinary is not a curse. Sometimes it's a quiet kind of gift. Not everyone gets to live a peaceful life. Not everyone gets to wake up, brew coffee, hop on a motorbike or catch the train, and go to work in a city that feels both chaotic and familiar. Not everyone has someone to call at night or a small room to exhale in after a long day. Growing up is when you understand you don't need the whole world to clap for you. You don't need to be someone extraordinary just to feel worthy. You don't have to become a brand, a product, or a highlight reel. You just need to be you. Not what others expect, not what society dictates, but your honest, ordinary self. Do you know something? There are things we take for granted that many others wish they had. A simple dinner with family, a day without sickness or pain, a quiet afternoon listening to the rain. A Monday morning where you wake up and have somewhere to be. Being ordinary doesn't mean you failed. It means you found a kind of peace. It means you're building your life on something real. Not performance, not applause, not pressure. But accepting that isn't easy. We live in a world that glorifies the extraordinary. Social media tricks us into thinking everyone else is doing better, living louder, achieving more. Have you ever scrolled and thought, why does everyone else seem to have it figured out, except me? That's the trap, because what you see is just a slice. People show you their wins, not their worries. They post the perfect moments, but not the panic attacks. They smile for the camera, but cry off screen. Comparing your full, messy, beautiful life to someone else's highlight reel is never fair to your own story. Growing up is when you pause, not to give up, but to breathe, to stop running from yourself. You may not be the most brilliant, you may not change the world, but maybe you're the friend who listens when no one else does, the child who takes care of aging parents, the coworker who quietly shows up even when things get hard, the person who stays kind in a world that often isn't. And that too is extraordinary. Accepting your ordinariness doesn't mean settling. It simply means you no longer need to destroy yourself to prove your worth. You can still grow, you can still dream, but now your efforts come from love, not fear, from purpose, not pressure. Learn to live deeply in the small things. Not every day will be bright. Some days you'll want to stay under the blanket and shut the world out. Some days surviving is your biggest achievement, and that's okay, because even in the dark, you kept going. Even with a tired heart, you got up, and that is courage. In the end, growing up is when you stop chasing validation and start listening to your own soul. When you can finally say, I may not be special in the eyes of the world, but I am enough. I may not have the loudest life, but I have moments that matter. And I deserve peace and love, even when I'm not doing great. Because in the end, a life that's gentle, honest, and true to yourself, isn't that the kind of life we're all secretly longing for? If these words feel like something your heart needed to hear, leave a comment, share your thoughts. You never know who else might be waiting for a small reminder that their quiet life is more than enough.